Okay, today's video is all about NICU babies. Now, the first thing I want to say is if you do have a NICU baby, I'm so sorry. I know this must be super hard and it's not going to be easy, but the journey will be worth it, and soon enough your baby will be in your arms. It's not easy when you're separated from your baby. I am actually cross-trained in NICU. I'm also a supervisor over NICU, so I see this every day of that disconnect, that separation. It can really be a lot. So just make sure you're surrounding yourself with people that love you, that are super supportive on your journey and can help be there for you and help with other things, especially if you have other children at home and you have a baby that's in the NICU. I know it can be really hard. In the end, your breast milk is going to be the best thing for your baby. So this is why I love having you hand express starting at 36 weeks and having some of your own colostrum, just in case you have the worst case scenario and your baby is separated from you and has to be in NICU. The first thing you want to do as soon as baby is out, say for example, whether it's a vaginal or a C-section, the C-section, it's going to be cutting it a little close. But you want to pump within that first golden hour. Pump in golden hour. All right, you want to show your body, you want to trick your body and tell your body that a baby is there, even though the baby is not there right now. Okay, so vaginal, you can do this immediately after they start finishing up your repair or anything like that, and get baby over to NICU. If it's a C-section, you might be in there for a little longer, depending on if anything's going on, but as soon as you get back to your room, I would pump. If you're exhausted, if you had to go under general anesthesia, if there's any of those very odd, rare circumstances where you had a really difficult emergency delivery and you're exhausted, that's where the hands-free pumping bra comes in. You can lay back and literally just put your pump on, or have your husband or support person help you. Just put it on and just sleep and just let it sit there. You want to do this for about 15 to 30 minutes as if you were doing a feeding. Okay? I would really encourage you to hand express after each time. So this is going to be the breastfeeding plan for NICU moms, okay? Hand express after each pumping. Sorry, my handwriting is terrible on these words. Okay, so you want to hand express after each pumping session. Hand expressing can help double your milk supply and have it come in faster. So the thing with the pump is literally only pulling from the front of your breasts right there. Okay, your hands can really massage, pull from your armpits, really get that colostrum all towards the front. And basically you want to completely empty the breast. Okay, you want to think of it like an ice machine, okay? When the ice machine is full of ice, that lever goes up. It's telling the freezer, you don't need to make any more ice, they're full, right? Well, when it's empty, that lever goes down, vice versa. The lever goes up when it's empty and it's telling it, okay, we need to fill this with ice. You want to think of your breast as the same thing. If there's even a little bit of colostrum in there, that bar is down and it's telling your body, we don't need to make any more milk. We don't need to do anything, just hold put. Eventually your milk is still going to come in. It will be severely delayed and it could be a very minimal supply because you didn't do enough stimulation and supply and demand. Okay, so you want to completely empty the breast each time. This is going to help your milk come in faster. And so that's why you want to pump first and then hand express each time after. Number 3, probably one of the most important, you want to make sure you tell the NICU you only want your baby to get breast milk. Tell NICU only breast milk. Okay, this is where you will tell them you have frozen colostrum. If it's not at the hospital yet, then you need to have dad or some family member go grab it, and so they can they can have it on hand for baby. There are some babies that if they have respiratory issues, they're on CPAP or high flow nasal cannula, or if they're really sick, they will probably be keeping them NPO, which means nothing by mouth. So they're not going to be eating or doing anything for at least 24 hours for gut rest. So they'll just be on IV fluid. So in that meantime, you will have a little extra time, but that's why you want to be pumping and setting yourself up for these next couple days when your baby will start feeding. Okay, so tell the NICU only breast milk. So you don't want any formula that you have your own frozen colostrum that you would like them to use first, okay? A lot of NICU babies are able to use donor milk. Again, mine only lets babies 35 weeks and less, so just check with them and see what they do for that, okay? You want to create an easy, now I mean easy pumping schedule, all right? This is what I want you to follow. Easy pumping schedule, ready? 12, 3, 6, 9. Okay, now if you look at a clock, right? Here's a 12, here's a 3, here's a 6, here's a 9, okay? Okay, how easy is that, right? You can literally just look up at a clock and know it's time for you to pump. Now, babies usually when they're in NICU, they have certain things called touch times. Touch times means the best time to come and touch your baby, talk with your baby. In the end, they can't prevent you from being with your baby 24/7, except for change of shift report, because that's a HIPAA violation to listen to other people's reports. However, if you want to be at the bedside and you're feeling up to it longer than just the touch times, that is okay. And you can pump at the bedside. You can ask to bring your pump from your room or have an extra pump in the NICU for you, or you can have your own hands-free pump or bring your pump into the NICU. If you want to pump at the bedside with baby, you'll be smelling baby, it will be better, but you don't want to get behind if you're staying in NICU all day with your baby. So it's easy for you to look up at the clock and just be like, oh, 12, 3, 6, 9, okay, these are my pumping times. If you have it on a weird schedule, it's just those odd times, like 1 or 2, you're gonna look at the clock and you're gonna be like, wait a minute, 1, 2, 3, 4. You're gonna have to like be doing math in your head. So this is what I recommend to all moms, is just so you can look right up at the clock. If it's hitting like 2:30 and you haven't pumped, you'll be like, oh, I gotta go back to the room, I gotta pump, or I gotta bring my pump in here so I can pump, okay? Because you do want to keep on top of this even throughout the night, okay? You want to be pumping. Pump in the night. It is going to be so hard, but it will be worth it. And this is where you can skip the hand expressing after pumping at night, because you're going to be exhausted. Waking up every 3 hours, that's basically like a 3-hour nap. That's really hard. So you have to pretend if your baby was in the room with you, you'd be waking up to feed constantly. So pump in the night. Literally what I did when I was pumping, when I was with my baby a few times, is I would literally wear my pumping bra at night, and when my alarm went off, I had everything at the bedside just right next to me, and I would just pump. Okay, so that's the easiest way to do that. And then I would have my husband help me with putting the milk away and labeling and stuff, because there's those extra little things, cleaning and stuff. There is a cool trick with pumping. Probably not when at the hospital, they won't let you do this, but when you're at home, this is real life. Take all your pump parts with all the milk still on it, put them all in a big gallon size Ziploc bag. So do that, put it in the fridge, and you can use that for 24 hours while they're still cold without washing them in between every single pumping session. I pumped until my kids were, 13, 14 months old, and then I stopped pumping, and this is the easiest trick, because cleaning those pieces every single time is a nightmare, and it's not needed. So then what I did for the nighttime ones is I literally would keep a large lunchbox with some ice in it, and then I would have that gallon size bag, and as soon as I poured the milk out, I would put the pump parts in the bag and then close the lunchbox during the night, just so you didn't have to get up to the kitchen and stuff every time. Okay, you want to ask to do skin to skin as soon as possible. Ask for skin to skin, okay? This is really important. Again, some babies are really sick in the NICU and you might not be able to, but just keep this as part of your plan. Ask your baby's nurse, when is the earliest time you think that you'll be able to do skin to skin, and just kind of keep asking, every day or so if anything's changed. Anytime you can do skin to skin, that's really going to help that bonding and you smelling baby and things like that. And also delay the baths. Don't have them bathe their baby in the NICU. You take off. Oh, Don't bathe, yeah. You take off this certain microbiome off the skin when you breastfeed, and that's super important for protection in NICU. So don't ask them to not bathe your baby in there. And definitely, just kind of the last one is keep up with your fluid and your snacks. Fluids and snacks. Always snacking. Being there with your baby whenever you can. Some hospitals are really great and they have sleep rooms where you can stay there the whole time your baby's in NICU. No, my hospital, we're a little bit smaller, so the parents are only allowed to stay 2 additional nights, just because we have to be able to share for everybody just in case. So that can be a little tricky, but ask your hospital if you can stay there with your baby as much as possible. And like I said, stay at the bedside with them as long as you would like, you know, touching them if it's not too stressful for them, and definitely just staying with them. Definitely take videos, take pictures, watch those videos, try and get as connected with your baby as you can. It will be hard. Just support yourself with loving people. Keep this plan, print the plan out below with all the plans. Have this in your diaper bag. Refer to this video. Reach out on our private Facebook group if you have any questions or concerns, and please let me know if there's anything I can answer for you. Like I said, I am also cross-trained in NICU, and I can help answer some additional questions with that as well. Okay, and I think that's it. That's a NICU baby.